How are you going to feel if your employee is stopping you from accessing your own property? Your gate man, your security man is fighting with you that Charlie boss today, I'm not going to allow you make you enter this property. Okay, how are you going to feel? I mean, be very sincere, devoid of morality and then having to be politically right in terms of okay, who is right or who is wrong. How are you going to feel as a boss that your employee is stopping you from accessing your property?
I think you're very stupid. This particular one. And you will open it.
So I'm not stupid.
You are very no, you're
I'm
not
not
stupid.
stupid.
You are very stupid.
When you wind down,
You
I
will
first
ask-
grease
You
you.
will ask me who I am that I don't have the time. My name is Prince O'Neill. This is my fucking estate. Okay, don't open it.
That's exactly what happened in Nigeria, whereby an estate owner was actually stopped from entering his own property by the security man because he didn't have a sticker that should be a form of endorsement to vehicles that are supposed to access the main gate of the estate. Now, it happened when this estate owner actually got to the gate and then he was like, open the gates, let me go. And then the employee was like, no. The security man was like, no. There are protocols, there are security apparatus, there are security things that we work with that you have to go through. And the one key thing is I have to check if you have a sticker that verifies that you should go inside. And the man was like, no, you don't know who I am, so allow me to go. So the security man was like, no, I will stay on my ground. Today, if you no get sticker, lie. You know I know they care say they use Range Rover or the latest Range Rover where they use Lexus. Nah, forget say they use Lexus. Put your sticker on the table before I go allow you. Right? This me too. I they chop my kinship. Me give me here her. And there's a wound to me and for sticker into a foul foul Range Rover and face her. You know, he never go enter. Lie. Where the owner say, nah, Charlie, this guy, who does he think he is? Does he know me? Like, I'm the owner of this place. Charlie, do you know the history of this land? Do you know how I fought before I got this place? Do you know how I even got this, the whole estate even together? Somebody will say, you younger boy, you are here telling me, say, I should put my sticker on the table before I enter my own property. So, I mean, it led to an altercation whereby they just overdo it. But what actually happened was the estate owner actually asked him that if you see that I don't have sticker, then perhaps you should think through it that maybe I might be someone that maybe I'm above the rules. I think from what he was saying, he was like, why didn't you ask me that? Why don't I have a sticker? Okay. Why don't I have it? But me too, I'll ask myself, I'll say that, okay, why didn't he also say that, okay, look, I'm the estate owner and then you can verify that's why I don't have a sticker. So that, I mean, the whole drama wouldn't have happened in the first place. But I mean, sometimes, Charlie, if you date Africa, you know how these boss man mentalities are. So he decided to just have a rebuttal with the guy and then it led to some form of verbal abuse whereby he called the guy stupid and the guy was denying that, no, I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. I'm just doing my job. And he said, yes, you are not stupid. You are very stupid, which was not so cool. This whole issue has got people on the internet really debating whether the man was right with how he actually judged the issue with regards to whether the security man was doing his job well or he was just frustrating his owner. Now, this whole thing highlights a very important aspect of our dynamics as Africans, especially when you are in West Africa, particularly Ghana and Nigeria, where most bosses are always going to sort of look for, not bosses per se, but big men expect that there will be exceptions to many rules that the systems have. And it's really causes a lot of problems because sometimes they are the leaders. We look up to them. Okay, sometimes these are company owners, these are system headers, these are people that are authority figures. So in a certain sense, unconsciously, when they override rules, it's in a way teaches other people that they should also, it's nothing. I mean, you can also overcome the rules or maybe not work with the rules and it's fine. But in this side of the world, Charlie, when you are a big man, there are protocols that you have to skip. I mean, that has become the culture of the day. And then this issue really expands on a certain level of mentality that we have in Africa here. Because if you are looking at it from the angle of the security man, this way that he has actually handling the business or he's handling his job actually shows high level integrity. Okay, he shows that this is someone that is going to be truthful. He's not going to like favor people no matter how difficult the situation is. So if you are a boss man or you are a kid, no matter what, if the principles are you are supposed to come with an ID card or you are supposed to come with a sticker, you should just forget about your status and come with a sticker. And I believe that if we have a lot of people with this kind of mindset in the various organizations and the systems we have in most of these African countries, Charlie, a lot of issues of corruption and a whole lot of things that we are fighting with or is not helping with our progress would have been an issue of the past. But then again, somebody will also look at in the place of the boss, okay, because he is the boss. So sometimes he feels like, some of these rules are it's not necessary for him to go by because maybe these stickers and all those things are actually done or they are actually implemented to sort of make sure that certain people that are not they might be potential risks to the people that are in the estates are not allowed to go into. But maybe to him, he's the owner, so perhaps his intentions are pure. So it's not necessary for him to have a sticker. But then again, Charlie, I feel it's nothing, okay? Because if you are a leader, I feel like you are supposed to lead by example. Okay, and then if there's a sticker that we all have to get on our cars, it's not a big deal that you stick it on your cars. And also, Charlie, if your worker is doing the right, this is like someone that is very dedicated to his job. Because on the deeper side, what it means is this is someone that will not favor anyone that comes to the gate, no matter your level of security, your level of the car that you bring or how you look. He's going by the rules. And normally rules are actually implemented because sometimes there's been experiences in the past or there's certain thing that has happened that informs the decision to actually make sure that there are rules that are governing a specific place to ensure that the place is very well secured and run smoothly. So these security men are supposed to make sure that these rules are implemented well and then people follow the rules. So when it happens this way, as it happens in many cases in Africa here, whereby the big man mentality is always like, Charlie, I'm exception to the rule. You're not supposed to ask me when there's certain rules that we've set. And it's really an issue that we should look at personally, if you ask me, because I think this guy actually deserves to be promoted in a certain sense. I don't know about you though, but this is someone that's showing high level of integrity in rain or shine or whoever you are. It doesn't matter what you bring, the car you bring. He's going to go by the rules of the game and he's going to make sure that everybody is treated fairly, no matter who you are. So I feel personally, I don't know about you though, maybe Charlie, if my employee actually shows this level of service, I'll be very proud and glad that I have someone like that that's dedicated to the rules of the games that my job has set for him. But sometimes ego comes in. I mean, people's ego really sometimes it blinds you to actually think the opposite. I'm not in any way saying that the man's ego blinded him though, because I'm not in his head anyway. But then sometimes it happens. That's why most of the times in Africa here, most people or most big men, not necessarily all of them, some of them really are able to be the standard even to the rules. Some of them are actually going to put themselves on the line to be an example to people that are following them. But in most cases, you and I know that in most cases, the rules are not even able to like cover the big men. Because even in the country, sometimes people steal things that are very small and the law will actually deal with them and give them years imprisonment. And then you see high government officials steal bigger money because of their status and their connections, they won't even be arrested because Charlie, they are big men, So I think if we have youth that are coming up with this kind of mindset that this security man has, I don't think we should shame them in any way or embarrass them in any way. They should be a form of incentive to other people that intend to also do something similar, so that at least we have a fair. The thing there, if me at the talk, no, me self at the talk, no, if it gets to a point whereby I get to a place, then I become like big boss, and then somebody that's under me does that to me. Particularly my emotions, my human side won't be happy. Ego comes in. I mean, human ego. I mean, sometimes it's like a biological wiring. You don't even know that the person is right to, right? Like you're biologically wired to feel offended because the ego is active then because I'm big. So why are you trying to make me feel small? Yeah, but then again, I feel like sometimes we can all overlook some of these things and then look at the general effect of some of these decisions that it has to be made in terms of integrity and moral grounds. And then, Charlie, let's see the best way to make sure that this kind of attitude is very well implemented or very well developed in most of our youth in many sense. I don't know what you think about this story, but I'm sure you have your perspective to it. Do you think that the security man was right, or you think that maybe the boss or the estate owner is right in feeling like, Charlie, you who are you to tell me that I shouldn't enter my own apartment, even though the guy had good intention for what he's doing? Do you think that the security owner, the estate owner, was right, or you think the security guy should be promoted or maybe even sacked because maybe he was a bit insolent or disrespectful? But isn't respect is supposed to be some reciprocal thing, or it should be like on both sides? Or I don't know, but I don't know what you think. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and then we see how best we are going to argue this case out. Charlie, the name remains Donald, not Trump, and I'll end today's edition of social media updates here. I'll see you on the other side. Peace.